So you all survived week 1. I hope you kind of enjoyed it. I know it's schoolwork at home, but hey, I hope you guys are surviving and making the best use of your time. So this next lesson the question is the sun the biggest star in space? So we're gonna figure that out, dig in deep, and this lesson really isn't too long. All right, is the sun the biggest star in space? So, introduction to scientific argumentation. In science class, Jayla and Michael learned about stars. I didn't know that the sun is a star, Michael said. It must be the biggest star in space because it's so bright. Said Jayla. Jayla thought out loud. Space is really huge. I think there must be bigger stars out there somewhere. They may not realize it, but Michael and Jayla are having scientific argument. This doesn't mean they're yelling or angry with each other. It means that they both have different ideas about how something works. Their different ideas are called claims. Let's take a closer look at the argument in their claims. First, every argument starts with a question. Michael and Jayla's question is the sun the biggest star in space? Michael's claim was the sun is the biggest star in space. And Jayla's claim is there are bigger stars in space than the sun. So which claim do you think is, and why do you think so? So take a second to answer this question, and also what would you need to do to prove that one of these claims is true? I want you to brainstorm a few things and figure out these two questions and hit pause. So you're going to use these cards. You're going to need a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you only need this portion. These are the exact same, but we're only going to be working with 5 cards. So let's do a couple of these together. All right. So for example, evidence card number 1. The sun is really powerful, can feel the warmth of the sun during the day, but I can't feel the warmth of other stars at night. Ooh, so that's actually going to go with Michael's claim, okay? Because he feels really hot during the day, but he also doesn't feel the heat from other stars. So for example, you would write down evidence card number 1. You can just write number 1. You think it goes here. It backs up claim 1 because it shows that the sun feels more powerful than the other stars. But are they really more powerful? But it goes in with Michael's claim. So let's look at evidence card number 2. Because the moon is closer to Earth, it looks like it is the same size as the sun. I am going to put that underneath claim number 2. There are bigger stars in space than the sun. And I'm going to choose this. This brings in the lesson from the previous day that we did last week, actually. Backs up claim number 2 because we know that the moon is much smaller than the sun, but it looks about the same size. So let's look at evidence card number 3. From Earth, the sun looks really big and the other stars look much smaller. So it's going to go under the person that thinks that the sun is the biggest, which was Michael. Okay, so we're going to put that under here. And the reason we're saying this is because from observing on Earth, the sun looks much bigger. Okay, so evidence card number 4. View of the sun from Earth. Look how big it looks. Polaris, the North Star from Earth. Look how small it looks. So who is going to use this evidence to support their claim? Obviously, it's going to be Michael again because backs up claim because it shows the North Star looks much smaller than the sun from the Earth. Okay, so evidence card number 5. Below is a chart of 3 stars that are in the Milky Way galaxy. We have the sun. There is how big the diameter is. We have this star. There's the size of the diameter. This star and the size of that diameter. So how big is the sun? When we look at this data, this is showing that the sun is actually not the biggest. So who does this evidence card best fit under their claim? It's going to be Jayla's, okay? Because it shows data about the size of different stars and one is bigger than the sun. Okay, so some evidence is more concrete. It's just better evidence to support a claim. So I want you to look through those 5 pieces of evidence and see which one is best to support that claim and answer the last question on that page. So y'all, we have, is the sun the biggest star in space? So claim 1, the sun is the biggest star in space. Guys, is that true? No. So hopefully you're going to choose the right one. I'm telling you. Claim 2, there are bigger stars in space than the sun. So I want you to go ahead and circle that. All right. Now we're going to go down to evidence. You're going to restate the strongest piece of evidence to support your claim. Which one of those 5 pieces of evidence were best to support the claim that there are bigger stars in space than the sun? Guys, I'm going to give you a hint. We want factual, all right? So then lastly, how does your evidence help to answer the question? Okay, can I just tell you the answer? It's card number 5 because it told us, because there's a diameter of 109 million and the sun is 1,391,000. Okay, so your reasoning is, how does your evidence help to answer this question? Well, your reasoning is because the data showed that there's at least one more star bigger than the sun. Okay, so that completes our lesson. I told you it was going to be easy. Basically, you need to know that the sun is not the biggest star. All right, but now the next question is if it's not the biggest star, why is it so bright? Guess what? That's our next lesson.